So this is my Cirque du Soleil makeup today. Just having fun. I have nothing else to do in this car except try to be productive on a different level, so there you go. And it's kind of fun. And I don't know if I would use this bright paint next time, maybe a lower shade. But, so here, I got my mermaid hair today. It just curls right up. I don't do anything to it. It's still wet. So if I back up, it's a little bit better. How I look. The lens just totally rounds my face. So, beautifuls and beloveds, how are you today? I'm going to read another chapter in my book and trying to make some sense out of this hair. There. Now I have goddess hair. My goddess hair. So, how are you guys doing? I hope you're good. I don't normally wear my makeup like this, if that ever, just when I'm on stage for certain roles or, you know, whatever I need to do. But usually I don't like wearing all this makeup. It's just a lot. It looks pretty cool though, right? Very 1980s punk. I kind of like it. Okay, so next chapter, 7, Red Ribbons. So, oh wait, I gotta do this. This is Noelle Rose Anderson hyphen Kale. And how are you today, beautifuls and beloveds? Raw, real, and uncensored. Yes, I am the Dance Warrior. And I talk about dance and do dance, make dances, everything. Working out. So yeah, we work out in the car. It's getting there. They're still very, I like my arms. They're coming along just fine. And, you know, we do what we can. This is a very horrible way to have to live, but for right now, this is what we got. We got each other. Wait, we got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Right? Is that how it goes?
That is correct.
Oh, baby. Oh, living on a prayer. Okay, chapter 7, Red Ribbons. It is important to remember that your feet know the way and will guide you in the midst of a storm. There is a beauty that tells a tale of strength. Noelle Anderson. That's me. Noelle Kale is my married name. Okay. Red Ribbons, choreographed by Noelle Anderson, 2008. Me and my dancers on stage. I was given the opportunity to recreate Stop it. Page keeps flopping around. To recreate Red Ribbons uncensored at this other college, in which I was getting my AA in. I seized the moment and felt relieved. Oh, the other college didn't have an AA program, so that's why I ended up ultimately going to this other one. Here. No. There. Look how fun it is today. Okay. And felt relieved that I could move forward and restore my artwork. A wonderful, sweet woman named, I'm not going to say her name, mentored me through the process. She had an element of excitement to this piece. Together we tweakled. We tweaked some things, added 2 sections, including a short film, a tableau, and the end result was a piece I was completely happy with. So compare the 2 versions, go on to our YouTube channel, and you can see the censored version versus the, like, real cool version. That's awesome. She's my hair is a mess right now. Stay. Hold on, guys. I gotta hold the camera while we're turning. Okay. And there was no drama, no manipulation games, no censorship, perfect peace. The experience was a dramatic opposite. It remains one of the best times in my history. I was born in Netmore Park. There's 108, page 108, picture. No. Okay. It was a conservative community, and that my piece may rattle some hearts. My response: good. That was the intention. If nobody talks about this subject matter, then no one will overcome this subject matter. It's uncomfortable, but there's a lot of things in life that are uncomfortable. And I don't buy it that a lot of people are uncomfortable with this. I more buy the fact that Q is doing something funny with sexual child abuse, and they're the root of this evil, and the trafficking, and the children that they sell, and all of that. So, you know, I didn't come up with this stuff. You know, this is just a terrible thing that was done. Funny thing though, my grandmother, and you all have the wrong grandmother. You guys, not the good guys, I'm talking about the bad guys. You guys configured all of it wrong. I purposely left it vague which grandmother for a reason, because I knew you guys were going to take some, you know, BS things towards us. And seems like you guys did that with a lot of different things. And you're wrong. So you guys react more on emotion than fact. And you know, it's too late. You already made your bed, and it's already out there what you tried to do. It's just really uncalled for. So you don't understand. And I'm glad I left a lot of things unsaid, because that is exactly what proves our point and nails the asses of the bad guys pretty hard. It's like, yeah. You guys have no idea what scares me. Another thing we psyched you all out with. Shit. Sorry. Anyway, we continue. We choose to overcome, or we choose to succumb. It really, isn't it one way or the other, guys? You either choose to face your demons, or you succumb to them. I chose to face my demons and just say, screw it. It wasn't that hard. My warrior cry is overcome. It must be. It has to be. This would become my dance company's mission. I was also setting the stage for those who would come after me to rattle hearts in their own ways. Not that anybody's going to take over my dance company. That will never happen. When I cease to exist, the company stops, because I don't like what's being done to a lot of artists' work in the hereafter. It's really shitty, and it totally can't be replicated. They try so hard, and God bless their hearts, but you know, when the leader is gone, that's pretty much it. You know, God gave me this vision to do, so it's going to come out the right way for me. Somebody else stealing my ideas and stuff, as you can see with the whole Me Too thing. Glad that women came forward, but that was just a vengeance party. Where's the forgiveness? Sure, you should have justice in any wrongdoing, but it was just so venomous. It's like, that's not the way I was trying to do anything. I just don't agree with it. Doesn't mean that I don't love those women or feel badly that whole thing happened. No, of course not. But neither would I go out there with that, you know, a hatchet and say, okay, let's just attack people. No, let's actually mend. Let's actually make things better and keep it from happening again. So I suspect a Q antic or shenanigan with that whole thing too. Because a lot of my stuff was put in that whole movement. And I'm like, that's not right. Not what I intended. I intended love and forgiveness. So, you know, a lot of people were turned off by the whole Me Too movement because it was just so vengeant, you know? And then the message gets lost. And then the women who were harmed also get lost in the shuffle because it's like, focus was wrong and convoluted and, you know, that's why I stick to the task. Yes, you did something wrong. Yes, you need to pay a price for it. But, you know, I was the victim, so I think I should choose what the price is. And, of course, something within legal realm. You don't want to... You can't put people to death for that. And I don't think that's the right way. I don't think that's good. So, anyway, I'm just saying, you know. And no, it was not Glenn, my father, who raped me. Because if there's somebody going around pretending to be my younger daughter and pretending that they wrote this book, but another version of it, and they tried to set up my dad as a molester, I'm pissed off because that is not true. It was Frank, my grandfather, okay? So, yes, I know I look young for my age, but I don't think I look so young for my age in the fact that I think this is what everybody's supposed to look like at this age. If you don't know how to counter the crap that's in the air, well, you're going to age a lot quicker. And I've seen it be done to me even. It's like right before my eyes. While you're looking at my skin, it's like, okay, I got to do this today to detox from this. And it's like, you know, it's just so horrible. They're cues, like grand illusionists, magicians, they're terrible, terrible people. And again, some of them are recanting and repenting and saying, rather I'm done with this. And good for that. I applaud you. You did something that most people didn't do that came before you. And you are going to be well known for being, well, kind of strangely heroes in a way, aren't you? And, yeah, you know, you're still going to have to give me restitution, money, and all that for wrongdoings that you did. But, you know, that's just how it goes. It'll be okay. But yeah, so my father is Glenn, my grandfather is Frank. I'm not using last names right now. But I have no younger daughter, so if my younger daughter, the fake younger daughter, used and is claiming to have written this and not me, who would be her mother in a sense, but I don't have a daughter. So that whole thing is a fraud and a lie. Then, you know, it disproves the whole thing that my dad raped my baby girl. Never has my father been around any, well, my only son at all, because he was on the other side of the country, and we never met up until much later. And my son was old enough to, if anybody touched him in the wrong way, he would have kicked his ass. So, I mean, my dad would never do that anyway. And, you know, pull our tapes, phone calls, you can see that this is bullshit. And we're going to find out who this young lady is and put her in jail for, you know, impostoring and taking my name, which, by the way, my name's Noelle Kale, is also a trademark. Nobody can use that. Noelle Rose Anderson Kale, Noelle Rose Anderson, Noelle Rose Anderson Kale, Noelle Kale. All the variations, they're my trademarks. And I could prove use and when they were being used, and yeah, so this chick is in deep shit trouble, and I'm really pissed off that this is happening. And she's even saying that she lives with us. It's like, I think we would have noticed if there was somebody else in our apartment with us. Another Q antic, I'm sure. So they pretty much backpedaled on that a bit, which is good. And they got that whole idea because me and my son were joking. We made a bookmark. I said, wouldn't that be cool if I had a daughter? And she was like this. She'd probably look like this and this and this. And she'd probably be heavier, not really thin, cute, but not really pretty. And then all of a sudden, they conjured up somebody like that. And I think we know who it is. joking. You know how you just sit around, you bullshit, and you joke with each other, and it means nothing? Well, that was one incident, so. Alright. Overcome, it must be, it had to be. This would become my dance company's mission. I was also setting the stage for those who would come after me to rattle hearts in their own ways. And it won't be a fake daughter or anybody. Not for me. Or my company. At this point in time, it didn't matter what I made people feel as long as they felt something. That was my intent, to get the audience to feel something. If they felt nothing, then I failed. I didn't do my job correctly if this happened. All the gorgeous technique in the world wouldn't matter if I could not touch and reach precious and hurting hearts. I believed I had a remedy for their hurts. On my half-hour drive up the 118 highway, I'd practice my singing and think about happy thoughts. I had a challenging schedule with more than 15 hours a week dancing and choreographing. I thought, what would a day be like with the absence of light, love, peace, or goodness? What if our lives were stripped of poetry, beauty, art, music, dance just for one day? What would remain would be a sepulcher filled with skeletal remains called the ghost of humanity. I couldn't imagine this in our world, however. I wanted to implement it into a dance, and I would in 2013, and call it the Art of Brokenness, which is a small section in Fight for Love. It's a standalone piece, but it could also be put in other dances of mine. How did I do that? You know, the big 50-minute versions of things. How did I do that? I don't know. My mind just thinks very broad strokes and stuff like that, so just saying. Oh, I would love the B-Fly to come in and help me refine some parts of my choreography that I, like, this doesn't work, but I don't know how to fix it, so I left it with the flaw, you know? Maybe someday. Wouldn't that be sweet? And she's like, I know how to fix that, just do this. Come on, Noelle, try it. I can't do that. Yes, you can. Just slap me upside the head. Not in pain or anything like that, but she's like, you can do it. Let's do it. I know how she is. Okay, as I drove over the 35 minutes, my breakfast beverage spilled over onto the console. Oh my gosh, that's happened so many times. The biscuits bounced in the passenger seat, and various dance shoes and attire was strewn all over the SUV. This thing has seen many stories and many days, let me tell you something. Now it's our little arc. On the way up, I'd also choreograph in my head and figure out what I needed to present to my dancers that day. Choreography class. Oh my god, sorry. Or for my performance piece in the concert. Things to distract me as I passed through the green hills. There was a large cross jetting out from on top of a hill peak. It left me wondering about my purpose in life. I questioned if I was doing what I was created to do. Most of the time I was certain, and then sometimes not. Yeah, I was doing exactly what the Lord wanted me to do, when He wanted me to do it, how He wanted me to do it, and it was very painful, so that was another clue that kind of tipped us off there. One particular morning, on my drive up the winding road to the campus, I was thinking about the bee-fly and wondered how she was doing. A flock of orange butterflies flew overhead. I had the large window open, and it was just in front of the windshield, everything. It was like a migration, and then they just went. And it was so beautiful. I'd never seen so much orange. It wasn't 2 or 3, it was hundreds of them. It was an awesome sight. A massive movement of joyous color, using their wings to rise above Earth's troubles and migrate somewhere more suitable. I yearned to go with them, for now I had to remain deeply rooted into the ground like a rose and bloom at this other location. As for this day, I was headed in 4 hours of long rehearsal time. So my mentor there was gentle and sensitive to my needs, and she comforted me during a trying process of healing from rejection and all that happened to me prior. She was aware that I was also dealing with another level of healing from the abuse of my past. So another layer came out, even though I had already worked for my grandfather. And it's like an onion, you peel it was done with the process, but I wasn't. Oftentimes we would chat, so this is page 110 and 111. It's 110. Oh, 111. This road's really bumpy. Oh my god, my lipstick is like dang low. It's fun for clubbing and to get under black lights, and the makeup I have is black light sensitive, so I can't wait to see what it'll look like underneath that. So yeah, this is pretty close to my natural hair color now. My natural hair color has changed over time. It has gotten darker, like baby. Remember that time I dyed my hair the same color?
Yeah.
It was medium auburn or something like that, and I thought I wanted it, you know, like how it was when I was younger, more vibrant red and less of the fawn color in it. And so I dyed it, and I got out of the shower and I dried it. I'm like, oh my god, it's the same color. So I knew what color to call my hair at that time. But yeah, if you look at my pictures, my hair has gone from strawberry to blonde to strawberry to a fawn color, which was blonde and a honey with a little bit of red accent. And it just is a natural thing. I didn't do anything to it. I was a kid. My mom would have scalped me if I dyed my hair when I was a kid. And you know, then I was a teenager, and then it got deeper red. And then it was really blonde, strawberry blonde. I showed you guys that picture. It was my student ID, and that's when my hair caught on fire on the bus, and I had to crop it really short. It's cute though. So yeah, I did the short hair thing. I feel like that was Q forcing me to cut my hair. Could have been. And it was really, you can see how curly my hair is, you know. And yeah, it got deeper, intense, darker, and I was like, I want it lighter again. And then now I like the real vibrant, but I've always been a redhead in some fashion. Always. Except for when the color timing people at the color photo labs decided that I was going to have black hair. I have never had, I don't have black hair. I have never had black hair. I might have dyed it for Halloween, you know, the temporary dyes. That I've done. I've had pink, you know, that's what you do when you're a teenager, but temporary. My mom would never let me do permanent. So, I mean, could have been that. Whoa, what are we doing? Everything okay?
It said get some gas.
Oh, so I'm just saying, just for clarity, so if you see pictures of me and I have darker hair, either it was bad lighting, color time, I dyed it for Halloween temporarily or something, but yeah, I'm a redhead. Always been a redhead. Different shades, but let's go back. I'm so verbose when I do these videos. Oftentimes we would chat in her office over a cup of tea. My body still got cold easily, so I would put the cup in between my hands to help warm myself. As our meetings progressed, she gave me a larger and larger cup to drink from, and she noticed how it was helping me. We often found ourselves discussing various and random things about life, dance, and theories. It gave me comfort to know that my art was important and that I was important too. Feedback on how to improve my technique and dance piece was always given in kindness. She understood my ailments and helped me through them without judgment or harsh criticism. There was no games being played, no ostracizing, at least I didn't see it, or putting one student against the other. It was a happy family with the typical mishaps occurring, but nothing heart-draining or hurtful. At least nothing I saw. If it was going on, they hit it well. Don't like that, people. You know, who does? It's terrible. Oh, my ass. Okay. The strange events that surrounded this dance at the other college caused me to look deeper inward, and I felt more broken left. Oh, sorry. The depth of that brokenness found me on my knees at times. I felt betrayed from my past experience. and then my mentor, helped me work through all of it and was a great support. She showed me how to harness this and express it in my dancing. My voice mattered, and she was determined to help me know and express this on stage during rehearsals and in life. We often had our inner circle with my dancers and would discuss how we were feeling during the rehearsal for this dance piece. So many young ones have been touched by abuse in such a detrimental way. There was a grave need for people to be able to talk about these things in a safe place. You know, I'm looking at my image in the mirror, the playback viewer, and here in the lens, and it looks almost normal now. So back there, it was like pufferfish. In part, it's definitely the air, and in part, it's this bullshit. The camera lens. So it's almost normal. I kept this in the back of my mind as we progressed further as a strong team of women. This was a time of intimacy, and we knew fate brought us all together. Ow! Ow, ow. Simultaneously, while I was finishing up my degree at this other beautiful college, and as peculiar as this may have seemed, my husband and I took an evening of dance class to try to help mend our relationship. We used to dance together a lot and thought it would be a good thing to go back to our beginning. I think we were both so tired of the torn bond that we would try anything. Music and dance was an integral part of our relationship. We loved these things. We enjoyed doing these things together, and it needed to be restored. Sorry. So there. Oh, no. I read that wrong. It's the same word, but wrong accent. So there, hubby and I were... Did you hear how I read it? I said, so there. Oh my god, I'm such a dork. Okay, so there hubby and I were dancing tango, Irish step dancing, jitterbugging, and doing some salsa. It was like Forrest Gump and Jenny. We had our peas and carrots moment. That translated to a date night once a week on Fridays. Guys, that is such a fun way, even if you're not a dancer, it's such a fun way to have a husband and date night. Even if you don't like dancing, you will after taking, it was a social dance class, and we had a pretty good teacher that taught all kinds of ethnic social dancing, and we just had a blast. Even if we didn't do it right, we didn't care, because we were like together having fun. So it was great. So we took that at the school where the bee-fly was, but it was at night, so at a totally different time, so we never crossed paths at all. I think one teacher who we both were friends with may have seen us and may have given her word what was happening. But, I mean, I left in a sense, but I didn't also in a sense. One night he even spoke with that southern drawl that all in the Forrest Gump fandom adore. He took my hand and we danced like maniacs. It was hilarious. It was the best time in a dance class. What made this even stranger, a stranger peculiarity, is that this class was at, at the school the bee-fly taught at. We never ran into her. She never saw us. I had hoped things were slowly mending between us with the passage of time. I didn't know, but was curious. One night in class, we found a flyer about the Teacher of the Year awards coming up. My husband and I thought it would be a sweet gesture, so we petitioned for the bee-fly to win. 112. $113. There you go. As it turned out, she received the most votes ever. I was chosen to give her the award, and so I did. However, she was very busy with her upcoming concert and couldn't receive it. I still gave a beautiful speech, even though I was still petrified to speak in public. I did it, and I did it afraid. So she said she was busy with the concert. I don't know if that's true or not. It almost seemed like at times she was trying to play into what the school wanted to be the narrative or cue or whoever, which was we were mortal enemies, and here we're gonna have to behave that way. And I didn't behave that way. I was even more loving, even though I was in her class. So see, it shows that I know how to give people their space and respectful, and it's documented. I have transcripts. It's, you know, no one can mess with my school record. If they do, they're going to prison. So I don't think they're going to mess with that. And, you know, ow. Anyway, I find that all very interesting. So she said that's why. She was in her office while I was doing this, but anyway, that hurt me because I was like, I'm trying to do something nice for you. What's wrong? You don't want to have your school buddies see you associate